Dr. Barbara
great to
Williams
see you,
Skinner.
Reverend.
Good to see you. I want to say for women, I'm a mother and a grandmother, this is a day of celebration for us. We just felt our shoulders lifted, not having had a father, but I thank you for Bill Cower and Mr. McDaniel from Run DMC coming over to Ballou. The only time you hear about Ballou High School is when someone is shot or killed. Today, the kids asked us, they said, they're coming to see us? So I want to thank you on their behalf, that you cared enough about children who are on the other side of the river. Enough. My question is, how do we keep lifting up the stories of the kid who's not in trouble?
Right.
Who goes past the drug dealers, who decides to stay in school, as opposed to we spend so much emphasis on what's not working. How do we talk about what is working?
Well, look, I think you make a great point. First of all, I do want to thank all these wonderful men who took the time to go out and, Coach Cower, is the first time that you've seen Redskins fans cheer for you. That doesn't happen that often. But these extraordinary men for taking the time to do this, please give them a big round of applause. But I think you're absolutely right, Reverend, that sometimes we've got to lift up success instead of just remarking on failure. Because the young men that I met at the trip that I took to Europe, these were extraordinary young people. They were poised and they were polished and these are all kids from the neighborhood, but somebody had reached out to show that they care. And it turns out that young people are incredibly resilient. It doesn't take that much. All it takes is somebody to put a hand on them and say, you know what, you're important, and I'm listening to you. And if it's the wrong person who's putting that hand on them, if it's the gangbanger that's putting that hand on them, then they'll respond to that. And if it's a person in the community who's working hard, they'll respond to that. And so we do need to affirm positive behavior and not just condemn negative behavior, because a lot of times, young people just need to be told, that if you. One of the neat things about this program that I was looking at was they had a whole code. The first thing that they trained young people on was, how do you interact with others? So everybody that you met, they were shaking your hand and looking at you in the eye, and they weren't mumbling. And there were certain words that they had banned from usage, not just curse words either. They were saying, don't go around saying shorty and what's up, G, and because that's not professional, and all that was important to them, and they absorbed it very quickly. But it requires spending a little time and lifting up some role models. So, okay.